What are the signs of a female narcissist? Here are 3 signs. Number 1, she is always correct, and whenever something goes bad, it's someone else's fault for not listening to her. Second, she feels she is so special that she can do whatever she wants in a relationship, and the regular relationship rules that apply to other women don't apply to her. Last sign is if she undercuts you and is always complaining about you, lowering your self-esteem so she can hire hers, because narcissists don't have high self-esteem until they lower someone else's. Certified life coach, certified relationship coach, Michael J. Fit here. Click the heart, click the plus for more signs if someone is trying to manipulate you. And if you need a game plan of what to do in your situation, book your full session with me today.
Fellas, I'm about to put you on to the most manipulative shit that a woman can do. It's a specific type of gaslighting, and women do this gaslighting when you showing them that you care a lot, so they want to stir up some insecurities or try to piss you off. You ever seen the videos where a woman is like, well, my boyfriend pissed me off, so she gets on YouTube and puts her phone in front of the YouTube video and act like she's at a party? It's called gaslighting. Women do this shit all the time. I remember this one girl told me that one time she wanted to piss her boyfriend off, so she was sitting with her father watching Netflix with her father, and she took a picture of her father's hand in Netflix and put Netflix and chill as her caption just to piss her fucking boyfriend off. The reason why this shit is so dangerous is because it gives a woman plausible deniability, meaning that if you ask about it, she gonna be like, what are you talking about with my father? So it makes you look stupid and insecure and like you're going crazy. In addition, it makes you question your sanity and your intelligence. Furthermore, making you second guess yourself even when you have 100% evidence that something ain't right. If you find a girl doing this, dump her ass. Also, click the link in my...
I want to discuss how that ladies and ladylike men misuse men and young men, since I don't think people remember. I discuss these subjects a ton, and it seems obvious to me. Practically, the partnership between ladies and men is all a type of profound control, and surprisingly, a type of misuse. And when society's weak men are blue pill simp men who want to please women, they are not necessarily physically weak men. Rather, they are mentally very servile men who want women's approval. Now, the majority of the time, they use emotional manipulation to get people to do what they want them to do. A strong, independent, and self-reliant man would not interact with another strong, independent, and self-reliant man in this manner. If you give it some thought, you shouldn't be offended by the statement, because it will take a long time for someone to become a strong, independent, and self-reliant man. They won't be born that way. It is highly unlikely that a person will develop in that manner from young adulthood into early adulthood. However, some do. However, due to the structure of our society and culture, individuals become entangled in their position within that group. This majorly determines where they stand in life. When you know that they are wrong and that it is not in their best interest, this is why people stick so firmly to their beliefs, the propaganda, and the position within the group. Now, this is a very important point, because if one thing goes wrong in a man's health, well-being, or strength, it can shut down the whole system. A man can accomplish 99 good things in his life. He could be taking care of everything from his diet, to his exercise routine, to his financial future, to his routines, to his social life. However, he may have a serious issue in one area, such as a woman with whom he is involved, or an ex-wife with whom he is involved, or even an abusive manager. It will be very difficult for many men to be able to isolate that one problem and not let it affect the larger area if he is forced to deal with it and cannot do anything about it. An abusive friend can be such an area. I think it looks a lot like a huge electrical system. You are examining its entire operation. You are aware of it. It runs a city. And then you realize that if there is just one small short anywhere along the line, the entire system will shut down. I say to you that the way the feminine man and woman interact with children, elderly people, and the rest of the world is through manipulation, emotional manipulation, gaining sympathy, and claiming victimhood. In addition, that is not how men interact with one another or the outside world. I won't deal with you if you don't treat me openly, fairly, and honestly. That is the only thing I cannot compel anyone to do. In any case, I can say I won't control you. A good father would never deceive his son. He wouldn't do that at all. As a result, the way a good man interacts with another good man has requirements and limitations regarding how you can treat him. He won't deal with you if you don't agree with that either. He will not hinder you. That is beyond him. However, he can decide not to work with you. Additionally, good men's interaction is referred to as freedom. And when I say that they are free men, I am not joking. They will only collaborate if they both decide to interact to conduct an equal trade, and there will be a fair exchange of value. Thus, a free market, only if they can trade value. I have $1, you have a pen, and I have a pencil. You want that dollar, and I want a pen or pencil. Therefore, we agree to trade. Free men interact in this manner. Free people interact in this manner. You can see that it is beneficial to both parties. The other one has some extra money and needs a pen because one of them has a lot of pens. This is how free men interact, and if there is any short, they do so in this manner. Along the way, despite the system's size, strength, and capability, a single small short will shut down the entire system. In recent times, I have frequently observed individuals who are attempting to improve their lives in a variety of ways, primarily their weight. I see people who are doing everything right but not moving forward. So, how come a person isn't losing weight and building muscle while also exercising, managing their stress, and not overeating? How could that be? Why is it impossible? Naturally, it is conceivable. When you observe people exercising and jogging, one thing you'll notice is that sometimes they're very heavy and having a hard time with it as well, because you are aware that the weight of their body is putting a strain on their joints and muscles. Therefore, you are aware that going for a run when you weigh 250 pounds is a different experience than going for that when you weigh 150 pounds. So, why are they not moving forward? Why do people seem to stay with the same metabolism and body type for nearly their entire lives? And I would suggest to you that this is the same reason I'm talking about. If there is a problem in that person's fundamental system, the system as a whole effectively shuts down, or, to put it another way, cannot function as intended. Therefore, they eat and exercise. They are coping with stress, but they are dealing with someone who uses emotional manipulation to interact with the world. And despite their integrity and honor, they abuse people and get along with others on free trade. What will happen to men in the world? They'll start to feel down. They are going to get sick. It will be very difficult for them to isolate that one negative aspect of their life, especially if they are aware that they are still a child and a person that's still learning. If they are trying to make substantial progress in all other aspects of their lives, it will be extremely challenging for them to advance in even one aspect of their lives. On the off chance that they're being undermined on some fundamental part of their being at home, they will require a lot to keep a decent mentality. The father will introduce a different way of interacting with the world, not through emotional abuse. The father, the male role model, is so important. When you're dealing with the radical, the unique snowflake, liberal left wing, and advocate for social justice, you can see what's taking place there, that they are not getting what they want. So this is an emotional appeal. To put it another way, they have been taught to behave in that manner, and they do not realize that it is not appropriate. They don't realize that their shouting at the sky doesn't change the count of the votes, similar to their tossing allegations and criticizing someone. In a free and open market, a manipulative individual who lacks capabilities and has nothing to offer has nothing to exchange. So they use control. You comprehend the reason why a frail, controlling individual will take on these strategies. Let's say you now have a young, healthy individual who wants to interact in a free and open market and treat others with dignity and respect. That is an impressive source of enviousness that belongs to those who either do not possess those capabilities or are unwilling to put in the effort and make the sacrifices necessary to rise to that level. Or they might not be physically capable of reaching that level, or they might not be as fast or as strong. They might not be as logical. Many of these crucial qualities may differ by as much as 20%. It's possible that they were raised by a single mother who was dependent on the state, was filled with a lot of resentment, and was not able to take advantage of them. Considering the circumstance she was in, she pretty much had to rely on the strategies I'm referring to. So she brings up a youngster, and she gives those identical characteristics to the kid. That is the very thing that she shows to her kid. That is the very thing they experience, so these men will come to me and complain to me. They don't like my videos. Furthermore, I'm a male. You are male, and I am not causing you harm. Why would you bring this up to me? Why do you believe that is important to me? Why would you come to me and say that you don't like the color green if I use it in a painting? It doesn't matter. Yet the man believes it does. That, you see, is the fixation. When some guys hear this, they think, that's right. That color, I don't like it. You're missing the point. It's not one man asking another man for color suggestions, and it doesn't matter to him whether the other man likes or dislikes those colors. I'm not talking to you about which colors to use. This is a man trying to suggest or manipulate me to change my content. I am not consulting with you to determine what to do. If you thought you were talking to your mother, you would be attempting to manipulate someone, and that is the only person or circumstance in which you would step forward and act in that manner. Is what I'm saying now clear to you? So that you can identify who is who. It isn't hard. I'm suggesting that some people have experienced severe misfortune and are in a position from which they are unable to escape. Emotional abuse takes the form of this emotional interaction with other people. They will constantly short-circuit your system until you can escape it. And as a free-living thing, you have experienced these. Nevertheless, the majority of our population, women, children, dependents, and the elderly, cannot do it. You won't be able to because you will be caught in their acts if you are around them. They will act as a dependent, seeing the world through the eyes of a dependent, and employing dependent communication strategies and tactics. As a result, you'll be trying to make people feel bad about what they have by playing the victim and making them feel sorry for you. This does ring a bell. The radical left uses these strategies. These methods are of the welfare-dependent class. These are the tactics of weak, emotional, and manipulative women. And they won't even let you, as a man or even a strong person, become healthy in progress. They won't let you have great good habits of making plans, going out and doing the work, and checking the results. Then, adjust your plans and actions to achieve the desired outcomes, creating the continuous improvement, achieving those outcomes, and then feeding on them. To this end, certain individuals will take a gander at you, and you're working at something. You're gaining great headway with something, and they would say, "Gracious, what's going on with you? You appear to have accomplished something positive. Did you do something good?" For me, it worked. It worked for a lot of other people, but it seems like that irritates you, don't it? You were only able to hold on to that. Let's say you're singing a happy song, and another guy is walking down the street and complaining and groaning to himself. The guy says, "What are you saying about you?" With experience, you will see that these guys are losers. Moving on. Be quiet. You weren't asked. Know the value of your opinion. Perhaps if you can figure things out, you can advance in life. You won't be able to do that easily. The upcoming person who is just getting started in life will get their whole system in order. Any achievement that the other man achieves will be destroyed if they have to pass him every day. Understand? Even though you might be trying to connect with people and encourage them, they need to stick with their justifications, resentment, and guilt strategies and actions, because that's how they get by in the world. And the person who tries to make good progress and is willing to work on it, but discovers that there is a problem and doesn't know what it is the one who worries me the most. Additionally, I am suggesting that it is the very weak's thoughts, strategies, and actions around you. You'll have to isolate yourself from them either by remaining close to them and maintaining a mental and emotional barrier to prevent them from affecting you, which I don't think most people, especially young people, can do, or by withdrawing from their company and influence. This individual could be a member of your family, somebody, or even your boss. So it's might not easy to do, but you might be able to. See, even if you just get away from them for a few days, it doesn't work. Do you understand my point? It's just so sad. But think about it this way. To say that you're having trouble in life, in general, is a little too broad if you're having trouble making progress in particular areas of your life, like losing weight or making money. So attempt it, think about it, and work on it. I'll conclude with that for the time being.